Ladies and gentlemen, say this is P.O. Texan. Let's talk about the border just a little bit. But first, something we need to take note of before we even begin. Let's take note of. Then we're going to go on. We're going to listen to Alejandro Mayorkas take his oath of office from Miss Harris. Go figure. But listen.
I, Alejandro Mayorkas,
I, Alejandro Mayorkas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
that
I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
Turns my
the
stomach.
duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you, Madam
Congratulations
Thank
to the
you,
whole
Madam.
family.
Isn't that kind of comical that the border czar was the one that delivered his oath? How about that? Is that not just effing comical that the border czar delivers the oath to Mayorkas? Okay. Well, let's get into this next audio you're going to hear is a Fox News snippet online. And he is basically giving us a heads up to Title 42. Listen up.
We have been preparing for this transition for more than a year and a half. Notwithstanding those preparations, we do expect that encounters at our southern border will increase. Let me be clear. Our border is not open and will not be open after May 11th.
Let me be clear. Our border is not open and will not be open after May 11th. Well, I took the liberty of downloading some stuff off the net, and I'm not a technical nerd, so I have to kind of hide behind this thing and show it to you in this way. If you will look here, this data comes from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. You see that? U.S. Border Protection right there. Well, you can see 2016, Donald Trump was elected, right? There were 415,816 the last year under Obama. Then he took over office in January. That little snippet right there. Then 2017, there were 310,531. 2018, 404. Okay, I'm sorry, stop right there. 2017. And then in January of 2017, the border wall construction began. That's when he put his magic pen there and started building this thing. Well, that year there were 404,142. And you could see from 2018 to 2019, there was a sharp increase. And as I understand it from talking to people that work down there, is that people that were coming across were going, dude, we got to come right now because the ball's going up. It's going to be harder to get across. So let's go flood them, hit them hard. And that's when they had a whole bunch of rushes. You remember that? That was all over the news where they were just jumping across and running barricades and all that stuff. So it did go up to 859, actually double, over double. Well, look what happened right after that. 405,000 in 2020. That was the year of the election where Uncle Joe got in. And look what happened right after that. We're talking because he took office that January of 2021. Spiked up 1,662,167 come across in 2021. Reason it's so long is because it was almost straight up spike. Well, it leveled off a little bit, took a little more time, but there were 2,214,652. Get a real close look at that. Maybe stop and study it a tad, just so you can see what I'm talking about. But doing the math, just quick like a bunny rabbit, we're talking 3,800,000 plus people came across the border in the first 2 years of that lying-ass Biden administration. And that dingbat he got, who's supposed to be the border czar, has no clue what a border is, obviously. And Mayorkas is lying through his freaking teeth. He's either on crack, smoking weed, something, because he is messed up in the head, or blind. Maybe he's blind. Maybe he identifies as blind. That might be the case too. But let me ask you this: why do you lock your door to your house? I mean, is not our border the door to our house, our country, our house? Our border's a door. Obviously, we had the front door, from the border, and then the back doors in Canada. We have issues there too, but don't get near the press. But they're there too. But the southern border is off the charts crazy. It's off the charts nuts. But you lock your door to your house to keep people out who don't belong there. They don't belong in your house, so you close and lock the door. Well, when Biden got in there, hey, you had people coming across the border said, Biden let us in. Biden let us in. And these shirts were handed out. They were all nice and clean when the people were wearing them, and they were all in big groups for a photo op. So tell me I'm wrong. Our border is wide ass open. There is no door. It's off the hinges. We need to close that door again, lock it, and take the key from Biden and his little Mrs. Harris. And Mayorkas has no clue. No clue whatsoever. I mean, when Trump asked for help from the military, like 5,500 military troops down there, the military leadership was shitting their pants, saying we're not we're not dealing with a political move. We're not doing it. Biden asked for 1,500. Mum's the word. They're just down there to help. You're going to tell me that our military's done went woke stupid too? Come on, people. Wise up. Watch what's going on. Formulate your own opinions. Formulate your own opinion. Don't stick with one news show. Move around so you see the whole picture. You're going to get the Republicans version. You're going to get the Democrats version. Because telling me they're both working together. They're all on the same page. They just want to look like they're arguing to make you and me at each other's throats. Our border's wide open. They're draining our resources. Yeah, you got New York up there. I mean, they're crying about getting, because hello, Abbott. I got to give that man credit. He just said, okay, all right, you want to be a sanctuary city? Here you go. Sending them to Chicago. Lori Lightfoot's crying, and her ass is on the way out. And she's crying, says, we are tapped out. We are tapped out. Well, what about our border towns in Texas? Well, I mean, I realize you're in Chicago. You don't give a damn. I get it. But you don't want all these people. You want them in the States. You just don't want them at your house. Well, they're at our house. And I know there are a whole bunch of people coming over there. All they're wanting is a better life. I get it. All they're wanting is a better life. But what's coming across the border beyond that? You've got criminals. In Cleveland, Texas, there's an illegal alien killed 5 people. Now, when the press secretary started telling everybody about it, it was a suspected assailant. Well, if you say suspected assailant, suspected means you know their name, i.e. you know they didn't belong here. But you're not going to say that because you're going to freak people out and it doesn't fit your damn narrative. Tell me I'm wrong. There's a young lady in California killed over there. That guy got a slap. No big deal. Oh, well, she's dead. Doesn't matter. I'm illegal, so I'm protected. People, we have to take care of this. Right now you got drugs. Fentanyl is pouring over that border. Fentanyl is doing it. And it's killing more people between the ages 18 and 24 or somewhere in that range than anything else. Fentanyl. Sex trafficking. Women, children, including little boys. Now, I know some of y'all struggle with a boy and a girl is, but I know the difference. It's XX, XY chromosomes is a giveaway. You can't say follow the science and leave biology out of it. I'm sorry, don't be stupid. But the simple fact that a market for that exists in our country is scary in itself. There's a market for it. Thank you for taking Jesus out of schools. You successfully fucked that up for us. Way to go. Now, this is what we get out of it, because morality is out the window. Morality is out the window. Now, look how some of these folks are dressed coming up across this border. They're not wearing, high-end clothes and stuff like that. They're wearing less than Walmart clothes. Do you think they have $5,000 to $8,000 to pay these coyotes for safe passage to the border? Some of them are. But what you did is you owe them. And when you owe them, the only thing you had to work with is your body. So they're going to pimp your ass out until you pay your debt to them. I mean, that's what people I've talked to that work the border have told me. That's what's going on. A third of women and children are raped in transit to the border. Is that part of the payoff? I don't know. They're kind of ashamed to talk about that, as I understand, so you don't get that much info. They will tell you yes or no. And the look on their face and utter despair, the fact that somebody violated them, is kind of a giveaway that they're not yanking our chain. I mean, if you agree with this border being open and padding the pockets of the cartels, well, just never mind what you're seeing here. Just stick your head in the sand. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Well, I'm doing something. I'm doing this video just to help people understand what's going on. Logical, pragmatic approach. Alejandro took an oath to secure and defend the Constitution of the United States. We have laws on the books to shut our border down, and they have shit on those laws. Period. If you don't believe me, get online and start watching some videos of Border Patrol and what they're saying. These people are tapped out. They're just out of energy, and their government isn't backing them. Abbott is. I can't speak for those other numbnut governors. I know Gavin Newsom's not. He's such candy ass. How that man got his ass whooped is beyond me. And how those people in California put up with his candy ass is beyond me too. But that's their problem, not mine. So, but that's the end of my rant. P.O. Texan out.